I walk over to the lake and I take a leak in the lake. And I turn around.
As every romantic proposal begins.
And
I took a leak outside while Seth has his mouth full. So we're finishing the Tales of the Space Age set. I'm doing the Mars rover, and Seth is doing the black hole. This is the Bricks and Business podcast. This is episode 2. What you won't hear in that episode is that we had hard drive issues.
You'll hear about it.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm debating. Is it worth it bringing it up in the podcast? Because I don't want people to think that I'm going to lose their fucking footage. The only thing I lost was like our own personal podcast footage. I haven't lost any like business.
Here's the deal. You had it on shitty hard drives. You replaced the hard drives.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
That's good. You were responsible enough to go, I should buy more stuff instead of trying to make this work.
Well, this is apparently the BBR podcast, Seth and Landon. These are not tacos, these are burritos.
These are burritos.
These are rolled and not folded. That was your definition.
Yeah. So if it's folded, I think it's a taco. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that some places cheat when they're rolling and they actually fold. So
no, it's okay. I'm just pointing your way. You're good. I don't want it to be
I love it when cylindrical objects are pointed at.
Well, I'm just trying to this table doesn't fit the other mics. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, but so here's the deal. So if you roll it like this, that's a burrito. But if you fold it like this, that's a taco. The problem is a lot of places they fill your stuff, okay? So they world's first Lego burrito, taco, whatever. So they what they do is they cheat and they fold it and then they roll, then they do that.
And they call that a taco?
No, but it's a taco that got rolled. So a burrito would roll like this, like where there's one flap at the end, right here.
Yeah. But
a taco, they cheat a little bit and they do a taco and then they roll it like that. So it's that's what Rosa's does. They fold over a taco and then they call it a burrito. But whatever.
See, I'm more about girth.
Of course you are. So is Richard.
The taco is smaller. If you think of a street taco, right? It's small. But if you think of a Chipotle burrito, it's huge.
Yeah.
I'm the weight, the girth of the tortilla and filling combo has to do more with the size.
I don't know if you're adding credibility by using the word Chipotle.
Why? People don't like Chipotle?
Yeah. I think it's just because it's so corporate. It's this is what a latte is, and then you hand them a Starbucks. It's it's a latte, yeah, but you're not adding credibility.
Look, if you're a snob, Chipotle's good.
Yeah.
Taco Bell's good. Starbucks is good. It's not always my preferences.
This is
I actually prefer our fancy machine
to
Starbucks. Well, first off, it's free.
For you.
For me. I don't pay the membership for it.
But these are from Market Street.
Yeah, Market Street's great.
And Jillry? No, Jill R.I. Jillry. She's a really nice old lady that works at Market Street. She makes the burritos, okay? And so we had a good conversation today. She goes, how can I help you? To the guy before me. And he got 4 strips of bacon. Not on a burrito or anything.
Just on its own.
Just 4 strips of bacon in a package, and he left. And I thought that was a little...
interesting.
Yeah, I guess if you just want bacon, that's cool. If you're on one of those diets or... That was a long time ago.
I've got to be yourself.
But, so if you're on what's the other one? What's the more recent one?
The paleo stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. It's meat only. Meat and cheese only. Whatever. But, so then she comes up to me and she goes, oh, what would you like? And I said, I need 2 burritos with everything. And she's like, somebody's having a good breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
listen, lady.
I don't need this commentary. But so she makes the burritos and we're talking and she said, I really appreciate that you'll just tell me what you want because I have so many people that just come in and point and go, that. And she's I don't know what that is. She was very conscientious, as I am when I'm about to make a statement like this.
Right.
Which is, she's well, sometimes people's first language is not English. And so I totally understand when they have to point and they're trying to be nice about it.
Yeah.
But
if you're just a grown toddler who's grunting instead of using
I go, oh, me want burrito. She goes, yeah, exactly like that. And she goes, I learned that that it's okay to point, and if it's a second language, because I lived in Germany for 4 years. And I was like, oh, cool.
I like
Convenient.
Germany.
And I was like, I go to Germany oftener than most people, I think.
You've been to Germany a lot more times than me.
I've spent 3 months in Germany.
I've spent 0 months, 0 seconds in Germany. I might have flown.
I like to tell people that I lived in Germany because I was alive there. I also
I lived in New York City.
So I then explained to her about this time. So the first time I was in Germany, I was in Lunenburg, Germany, and we had class for 2 weeks, and we were there, and I stayed at a friend's house who was a friend here, and then I happened to get to stay in her place there.
Yeah.
High Valeska.
You should probably build the Lego sets.
There's a bakery on the way to school. So I go to the bakery every morning. I walk in, I say ein, she gives me the thing, I say danke, pay her the money, right? Like, there's no conversation here. And so I'm like, what? So the towards the end of the trip, I find out my friends are having really shitty breakfasts. And I was having a really good breakfast. So I was like, hey, you guys should come to my bakery that I go to every day.
Yeah.
We're outside because it's a little bitty space and there's 2 people inside already. And I'm just filling them in. I'm like, hey, I just go in, I say ein, give her the money, danke, I'll lead the way here. And they're like, okay, cool, sounds good. I walk in and I go ein and point, and she looks at me and in the most perfect British accent. I'm from London, dear. You don't have to try with the German anymore. And I was like, you tell me this on the last day?
In front of my friend?
And so I was like, yeah, so, oh, that's so nice. And then we got to talk. But I never spoken a word because it was always me by myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to speak in English. I just wanted to like be polite or whatever.
Yeah.
And she just laughed at me and it was great. And
so the lesson is like, at least ask, like, do you speak English? Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But pretty much everyone speaks English in Germany.
Yeah.
Like there's a few people that will refuse to do it for like principle.
Yeah.
But most people, especially darker skinned people, like they all have come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
they also have English as a bit of languages.
They're like, well, we'll just learn that instead of German.
There you go.
So
English has become very universal. While Seth has the mouthful, so we're finishing the Tales of the Space Age set. I'm doing the Mars rover, and Seth is doing the black hole. We have a new camera.
wait, did we switch which ones we're doing?
No. I looked at the footage.
You did that one already.
This was round 2.
Yeah, but
No,
you
we
did that one already.
Yes. I want the Mars one.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm just like,
Like we could build different
we
sets.
can also build different sets.
You're right.
Today, sponsored by G Fuel, or you could sponsor us, G Fuel.
There's your hand camera right there.
But this one is Wampa fruit. Never heard of that.
That's from Crash Bandicoot. Wampa fruit's in the Crash Bandicoot game.
Oh, cool. Thanks for telling me.
You didn't play Crash?
I did, but I didn't pay that much attention. I was more of a Spyro guy.
Spyro and Crash both. Man, that's what.
So what does Wampa taste
great.
like?
I have no clue. But
I guess I'm just gonna find out.
drink that caffeine and cancer in a bottle. Go
Would
for
you like
it.
to taste the
No,
Wampa
I'm
fruit
good.
first?
That's gross.
You don't know. It could taste wonderful.
It
Could also taste like fish.
I saw a TikTok. I watch a lot of TikTok. I saw a TikTok of a guy who's like, Red Bull is the best marketing on the planet. It's a tiny can that tastes like crap, and it's really expensive.
This is pretty good.
Is basically what he was saying. And he was using some, like, breaking down the psychology of it. It's like, if it's a small quantity, it must be super potent. If it tastes really bad, that means it has, like, there's a reason it has to still be energetic and give you wings or whatever.
Right. But it's not.
But no, it's just
It's just
crappy drink. It's just all branding.
Yeah.
Which I like. I mean, I like Red Bull's branding. They do a great job.
They have a soccer team.
I'm sure. They have a Formula One team.
The New
They
York.
have a couple.
It's the New York Red Bulls. They're literally called the New York Red Bulls. And their logo is the Red Bull
It's just the
logo.
Red Bull logo, yeah. They're like, we're just going to hit this right on the nose.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, we have a top-down camera angle still. We have a close-up camera angle because I realized when I was editing episode 1, you can't really see what we're building very well. So if you like ever show your progress to that camera at any point at some time, yeah, you're doing great, Seth.
and every time I do that, you're gonna edit that in.
Yeah,
Every single
Every
time.
no, it'll be
Because
great.
that'll be really annoying.
It'll be.
Because I will do it
It'll be
after
when
after every part.
after every single piece. No, it's more of a if we're being long-winded and telling a story or something, I can cut to that.
Cut to that, and then cut to us talking about something interesting 5 minutes later.
We're gonna overlay Joe Rogan's podcast on
Yeah.
us playing with Lego. We're actually not talking at all anymore.
Can we also do Nate Bargatze's podcast too?
I love Nate Bargatze. Bargatze. How do you say his name? Gatsy? I've never had to say it out loud.
I know.
Just read it.
I recently listened to so I was in Nashville a week ago, and me and my friend Rusty, we like to listen to comedy stand up when we're out of things to say to each other.
So we just
listen to somebody else talk, and it's not like we're just both exhausted people because he works really hard, and
That was amended very quickly.
I don't want to get called out in the comments.
He works very hard.
And so
You're just a podcaster now at this point.
we just sit there and just listen to these things. So we did the first, we did one of the Nate Bargatze's ones, and then we did the new what's the new lady on late night?
Taylor Tomlinson.
Taylor
I think she's
Tomlinson.
hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious.
I'm really glad she got like a cooler lady. It's still very millennial-esque. I wish it was a little bit more.
I
experience.
haven't watched the episode yet, but I've watched
I've
the
seen
clips.
clips.
I've only seen the clips that are like her reading a prompt and then panelists talking about it.
I miss
Yeah,
the
you
break.
did.
Good lord. Alrighty.
So then,
There should be a punishment of some sort when we miss a break.
whack!
Maybe not
What is-
violent.
What is a hand in the face? Okay, this is what we do. We add tequila to this.
That one stopped.
We add tequila to this. I don't know.
Okay,
And
we
then-
can't use monitors. I
and
think
then
that's it.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, that one's still
That's the
going.
new variable.
But that one's still going. We have these cool new monitors that let us see ourselves play with Legos, and it's awesome. And we spent money getting these set up, and now they're not working.
What is?
Maybe these cameras just suck. We could always call B&H and just see if they would, because it's like they overheat, they shut off randomly, they don't do what they're supposed to do.
They're annoying to get the SD cards out of.
So maybe
I mean, the ZVE ones are a lot nicer, but they're also more expensive. It's like
So-
twice as much, so I don't know if that's worth it.
I'll apply for that grant again
Okay, for technology upgrades.
for technology upgrades and see what happens.
Somewhere in my,
Too bad you don't
completely
have
not paying attention to
the
this.
bags.
No, I couldn't find these. Okay. Anyway, Taylor Tomlinson.
So
Here's
I
Taylor.
liked her
Yeah.
new stand-up. I downloaded it and listened to it on the airport, and then I went to when we were at his house, Rusty's house. I listened to it again, so that was good.
Nice.
I also Rusty's wife was my best friend in high school, and still best friend now. I mean, I have a best friend in different places.
Yeah.
I have a best friend in Washington, and a best friend in Texas, and a best friend in Midland, and a best friend in Virginia, and Nashville,
Mhm.
and so just
Lots of
whatever.
friends.
I just have a lot of friends, but I overcompensate with friends because no one really loves me. And so I'm there, and she notices that I'm wearing like Mario socks or something. She's like, Seth, I taught you how to dress in high school.
What is going on?
Do not wear socks like this. And
Does she also wear button-up shirts that are colorful and have a buzz cut?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
she
I didn't
wears
know if it was
yoga pants
direct
and
inspiration.
t-shirts. Yeah.
Same
Yoga
thing.
pants and t-shirts. But no, so she's opening a coffee shop.
Nice.
But so I find all this, like she gives me crap about my socks, okay? So I text her this morning because I met a guy at the gym who wears Christmas socks every day, no matter what. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But because she gave me a hard time about it, I just text her, I go, it could be worse. I could be wearing Christmas socks every day.
I could be Christmas socks guy at the gym, but I'm not.
But so apparently my wife texted me this morning, 15 years ago today, I proposed.
Nice.
Yeah, she thought I was taking her out to the Twin Buttes to murder her. So, I mean,
I did a
I
similar
can see
thing.
that, right?
I took Lauren out in the middle of nowhere to look at stars and proposed to her there as well.
Yeah.
I've always had a thing for space.
I took a Just look at the camera.
Look at that camera.
Perfect. So I take her out there to the Jeep with the Jeep.
I had a Jeep too.
And
I had a black Wrangler.
mine was a red 98 Wrangler.
Mine was an 07 Wrangler.
Nice. And so I take her out and I get out because I'm like trying to convince her to get out of the car with me. And she's not into it. And I was like, well, I guess this isn't happening today. So I get out, I walk over to the lake and I take a leak in the lake. And then I turn around.
As every romantic proposal begins.
And
I took a leak outside.
And I turn around and I'm like, hey, why don't you get out of the car? And she's like, I don't want to. And I was like, please just get out of the car. And then I proposed.
Right after you pissed.
Yeah, and before we got back to San Angelo, she had ordered her wedding dress. I was like, really?
Really? Back then they had cell
You
phones?
knew? Yeah. Thanks. 15 years ago.
On her Moto Razr, she pulled up the browser.
I had an
she had to
iPhone.
enable.
I had an iPhone when I was dating a girl before. So there you have it.
Oh, stirring my ass. Yeah, see, we're both kind of off the wall with proposals because mine was.
We've done it once each.
We've done it once.
Wait, have you done it more than once?
No.
Okay.
That happens.
I mean, whatever. You know,
one for one.
My
100% success rate.
I'm pretty sure my brother got broken up with like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So sorry, Caleb, that we were talking about success
I need to
in
fix this
relationships, and then but
This shit wouldn't turn off. It wouldn't be an issue.
he poor guy, he won't talk to me though.
He won't talk to you.
I text him to like check on him and offer to have breakfast with him and stuff, but hopefully we do soon.
You kind of have to go through that phase
it's
of
kinda
like mourning the relationship. But for me, for when I proposed, she always had like, of course she likes Disney and stuff. She's not a Disney adult, but she always had.
Definitely not a Disney.
Definitely not a Disney adult. But she always had kind of like, the proposal needs to be big. Even if the wedding's not big, the proposal needs to be like special. So I was leading worship music at the time, and like that was a big part of our relationship. So I was like, let's go out here. Oh, like I don't think I made food. I don't remember if I made food or not. Lauren's gonna have to correct me on this. But we like hung out. I think we had some kind of a snack or treat, like dessert. And then I pulled out a guitar and we sang like a worship song or two. And she doesn't like singing out loud at all. So it was like basically just me singing it. And then I switched over to a song from Hawk Nelson that she said she would only give to her husband, and sang it to her. And then I didn't propose to her yet because I was so nervous. So what ended up happening, I was like, all right, let's go. All right, we gotta go. And packed up. But I had a coworker at the time who was like, you know, it'd be really funny is you do the whole thing, and then at the end, you like
just don't propose.
You propose like as you're about to leave, just like psych her out. But I inadvertently did that because I was so nervous to like ask her, even though it was like we had already discussed all this. So it was, you know, it's one of those. It was for sure thing. But so like at the very end, after we had all packed up and she like helped me roll up the blanket and stuff, I was like, hang on a sec, and then like had her turn around, like about to get in the truck, and then propose to her right there.
Well, I'll say this part. This segment is for Indy.
When he's older, or at 4?
When he's older, if he tries to.
He hasn't heard a thing we're saying. He's just watching us play Legos.
Yeah, but if he decides to propose to my daughter, it's for anyone who decides to propose to my daughter. The remaining segment of this segment is not an example. It is a poor example. You better come and talk to me before you do it.
Oh, I asked Lauren's dad first.
I was at a bar with Laura's dad on St. Patrick's Day. No, wait, it had to have been something. She just said we got engaged now. When
Did you go to the bar with him on Valentine's Day?
Maybe Valentine's Day.
You went out with your girlfriend's dad on Valentine's Day?
I think there's something wrong with. I don't think
the
we got
timeline's
engaged.
off.
Oh shoot, Mandela effect maybe. I'll have to validate the rest of this, not story. Like the story is true, but the timeline. So we're at. Wait, when is St. Patrick's Day?
The 17th.
Always?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so
so
my best friend growing up, I had a birthday on March 13th. He had a birthday on March 17th.
I think Laura's wrong. I don't think we got engaged today.
But
okay, so I'll verify. But
I'm missing that piece.
so we are. I'm at the bar with Rick. Okay. And he introduces me to the bartender as this could be my future son-in-law. And she goes, "Oh, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah." And she walks away. And I go, "Would that be okay with you?" And he said, "Yeah."
And I
go, "Cool." And I had the ring in my pocket and everything,
you were like ready to talk.
I was going to talk about it. And then I was like,
This is like the most awkward pet.
I was like, "This is perfect." And then she calls him like after that happens.
Yeah.
And because she's like, "Wait, did you ask my dad?" And I was like, "Yeah, I asked your dad." And she calls him and he goes, "He did not ask me." And I was like, "Hey, remember this?" And he's like, that doesn't count." And I was like, "Oh, for me it did." I'm telling you, whoever proposes to Bennett one day,
that doesn't count. No.
We'll just save this. Don't let this get deleted.
Whoever proposes to either Evie or Indy, because I'm a feminist, I don't give a shit. It's their choice.
Yeah.
So you don't have to ask for permission.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Like, I'm not the one getting married here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have control.
I think there's an age situation there. Like, if I'm still paying for Bennett's healthcare, somebody needs to ask.
Swear to God, if we don't have free healthcare.
But I mean, if I'm still paying, how about if I'm still paying for Bennett's cell phone, somebody's got to ask me.
Okay.
If she's out in her own world and making a big deal, she can call me and go, "I just got engaged." But I'm hoping that she and I will still be close enough
that you would meet the person before.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be like this surprise.
No, I think that's 99% of the time. I think how it goes.
Well,
as long as you don't estrange your children, you should be able to meet their future spouse before you get confused too.
Yeah,
confusing. So this podcast is called Bricks and Business. And what we haven't talked about yet is business. I can at least do a quick update while you're trying to figure out where you fucked up. The Rage Cage. So we've asked a couple of businesses who know how to make trailers, and we have either gotten no response or, "Hey, I don't have time for that," as far as like doing a trade of some sort. So
but we do have
something in the can that has some potential.
Did I tell you yesterday about this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not for sure. We haven't ironed any details out, so I don't want to get into it too much. But there's a potential for just like
a really cool trailer.
Really cool trailer with just a minority stake in the business potentially.
Yeah.
And us doing still the operating and everything, but this new person coming in and like doing the trailer fabrication and like getting all that up and running because he already has a trailer. And it didn't sound like from the short conversation that I had, it did not sound like that would be a make or break deal. It was just more of a, I'm interested in this more than just building you a trailer. Gotcha.
So,
well, I mean, we're trying to bootstrap this without having to take any loans out or anything like that because we want it to be low pressure.
Yeah.
The last thing we want to do is feel like we have to get X number of bookings or else we're going to be
in our life.
Major debt or something. So that's kind of why we're doing that. And I think it's a smart way to do it. It's a patient way of doing it.
Yeah. Aww, you little panda.
Yeah. Little panther.
You little pansy. Nope. So I do have another business idea.
Another one?
Yeah. So, okay.
Another one.
I got some QR code tattoo samples. They last for a day. And I've wanted this tattoo on my arm right here that is a QR code that I can like hook up to direct to whatever I want. And so it's supposed to be like to win bar bets and stuff, but also just like to self-promote and just other stuff. Like QR codes are a thing. Everybody knows how to use them now because of COVID. And I thought that'd be a neat tattoo, and just like a barcode, these barcodes, like this will not go away. I don't think QR codes will go away. And the more and more we progress in technology, the more backwards compatible things are. So I'm not super worried about, I have this QR code that can't do anything because we as a society did away with
dished QR codes.
A QR code. So
the only potential snag is somehow QR codes become the new Nazi symbol.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Then you just get a cover up, or you get a lasered off.
Yeah, just get it taken off. Yeah.
But QR codes are everywhere, so I doubt it.
So QR code on my arm. Well, part of the trick or whatever is like I can change it in real time, change where it goes. And well, one of the things was like when you read it on an iPhone, it says Seth Life, and that's because I can change it. Well, I figured out like maybe if I buy like qrtat.com, then it's like people will be like, oh, that's
then the
cool.
redirect isn't quite as
obvious. And so I thought about just like mashing my keyboard a couple times and just buying that domain name
for like 99 cents.
Yeah, and so I didn't do that, but so having a conversation with Tiffany about it, we realized that there is quite a market for temporary QR code tattoos. Okay, so mine would be permanent, but what I could do is figure out how to make temporary QR code tattoos if it's not just order them. But what you do then is you sell them to bridal parties, buy the bride a drink,
the Venmo links.
It can be whatever. So my thought was it's not a changeable one like mine will be, but it will be like,
but it's still another form of
every tattoo.
Yeah.
When you order it from me, you would type in where you want it to go.
Yeah.
So you say, I want it to go to my Venmo. Cool. We just put that. If you want it to go to a special link, we'll just put that, like your wedding link or what, or whatever you want it to be. And so you just type that in, I program it, test it, mail it to you. And like, I feel like that could be a lot. And I've always wanted to get something that could maybe like blow up on the TikTok shop or like, because you see these like people like packaging up like hundreds of packages in one day because they got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I was like, this would be a good one. Like
that'd be a fun experience.
And it's the price point would be low enough where, haha, this is funny and cute, and we have to do this. And I can just imagine in my head and like how we interact with buying things. A lot of times it's like it would be cheap enough to just pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And not second thought about it. So
cheap enough to like set everything up.
And Tiffany goes,
make the
30%. I'm like, sounds good. Sounds great. Like, I help my friends, it's great. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm kind of excited about it. I have a few things to figure out, and it's a very few things.
Yeah.
It is not complicated at all.
No, but it's a proof of concept, and of course, just based on the business I run, it's creating the demand by putting out cool media for it.
And so I gotta go get the tattoo.
You have to get the actual tattoo.
Yeah. I think that's part of the content.
You can also get it a little bit smaller and not as prominent of a place. Because as somebody who just got a whole bunch of tattoos, having one giant single piece, well, my goal is to like get covered in them. Like, it wasn't the best decision, but I was stoked and I just wanted to have like a lot of them.
Yeah.
So you could get a smaller version, a less complicated URL that isn't as...
The URL that I did was really the least complicated.
Yeah.
So now I can do it. The one I did was the least complicated I could do at the time. Now I can do it a little bit differently because my tattoo is going to be tattoo number 1, and literally just like count up like YouTube does.
Yeah.
Which YouTube doesn't count up. It generates a random 8-digit code. It originally used to, but now it does a longer code. But I mean, just like something like that, where it's just a random code for every one of them, and then all I have to do is punch in the forward. And what's really nice, I think, as far as like a customer service side, is like what's cool is because it's a forward and not just a printed tattoo.
Yeah.
They call me last minute and they're like, or email me last minute and they're like, we typed the wrong thing. You know what I can do? Fix it, and then it just forwards automatically. It's not.
Because that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah. And like, instead of going, oh no, those don't work, I'll mail you more or refund you or whatever, I'll just be like, oh, what URL do you want it? Just update it. Boom, done. So I was thinking that'd be a really good little project. I don't know. I was going to have sucker.
Definitely shouldn't.
Next semester, Tyler will probably be an intern again.
Yeah.
For me. And her internship then is going to be more focused on marketing. Right now it's focused on management. Next semester will be marketing. And so that could be one of the projects that she works on. Like help me market this on TikTok. Aw, that sucked. You're already done.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell stories for a little bit?
Boom.
What did
So
you do last week besides delete a bunch of content? Fix it in post.
You know what I did today? Is I forgot to turn hit record on the fucking microphones.
No, you didn't.
It's okay. I have the
it's
stream.
red.
I have the stream going, and I
Oh
can
my God.
the audio is going into the stream, so I have that as a good backup.
So-
but also every single one of these cameras running audio too. So
So that's nothing?
No, I hit record a minute ago when I just got up.
Wait, when did you get up?
You didn't even notice. You're in the middle of the story.
Cool.
Yeah, this is.
I was like, what could you have possibly done this morning? I went to the gym and went in the hot tub.
The key is Landon doesn't need to be rushed when doing production for himself. Other people, it's fine. It always works. Like, I always triple check everything. But if I'm sitting in the chair, it's like so distracting for me to like also think I need to be entertaining and run production.
You don't have to be entertaining. That's why I'm here.
There you go. Okay, well, I'll just sit here. and
Landon
fucking
got
nothing.
Landon got mad at me because I messed up the calendar.
You didn't even put anything
I
on the calendar.
didn't put anything on the calendar for the BBR podcast.
And the only reason I knew it was happening is because I overheard them talking about it. And I said, hey, what time is that happening? And he said, tomorrow at 11.
Yeah.
Not even
I
tomorrow.
thought
He
that
just
was
said
good
at
enough
11.
access. I thought that was good enough, but apparently it wasn't. And now
It's
I've learned.
fine.
I've-
It's now on the calendar.
I've-
Mostly because I'm really trying to work on my
Your business?
data management. And so like having a system for when things are backed up, when I can clear off SD cards safely, all of that stuff is super important. And I genuinely underestimated how much storage doing 4K content for several businesses takes up. I have a 10K like hard disk drive for like
Yeah.
archival storage. It's almost full again.
Wow.
It's like I just need to get a network attached storage or some kind of drive bay, and it'll be fine. I'll upgrade to that eventually.
Ooh, you can do like you can get
Upgrade
like one
that
of those
probably
like
in a month or
hot
two.
swapped ones where you can just. Nope.
You could. I don't
Pollyanna
need
at one
some
point.
like crazy like
Multi-raid.
RAID that's like backed up 4 times. Like the nice thing is I'm also using Descript or Descript. I always say it wrong. Everybody else says Descript. But I use that for actually creating the content, and that's a cloud backup. So I have that cloud backup once I've like exported the footage. So like it feels safe because I have current projects in 2 hard drives and then in the cloud. So it's like, and then I isolated my Descript project files on its own hard drive, which I could actually get a much smaller hard drive for that because it's dedicated. Because it's on a 4 terabyte now, and it's never going to get up to like a terabyte.
I lost a piece. I lost a piece.
I got it. So there's that. Do we have a comment?
Ooh, do we have a comment? What's up, losers? Don't copy us. Ha 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 ha. Don't copy us. Sounds made up.
Zerksvit.
Did your parents hate you when they named you that?
Wasn't his name? So Seth's just learning how usernames work.
Oh, what is that? I just use Seth
Dude,
Como.
thanks for the comment
Yeah.
and the follow. That
And
is
watching.
enormous because we're just dicking around in here. But we appreciate it.
We're not-
This is kind of like,
For the people that are just listening, we're not just dicking around.
I don't know how you would watch or listen to this podcast without some kind of like
Visual.
on
If you're-
Spotify.
what if you're
listening
riding
to
in the
this on
car?
Spotify, there is the video option.
Yeah.
So turn off car mode and put it on your dash. And no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, please.
I used to read in the car.
I know somebody
They can drive.
who used to, when they're driving home at night, would get their phone and play a movie on it and then stick it on their dash because it reflects off the window.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Where
once.
the road is.
Wait, were you talking about me?
No.
because I've done that.
Somebody else. I'm not going to call him out on it. Yeah.
There was a I've watched TV driving many times, but on the Bricks in Business podcast on Spotify, it says that it is created by some random string of numbers. Do you know why?
Because I used Facebook to log into Spotify, and I've never in my life been able to figure out how to change my username to something that makes sense.
Okay.
But we could make a Bricks and Business account.
Yeah.
To
we
post
have
that.
an email.
We do? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. You bought a
it's-
URL.
It's BricksPod
Brickspod.com.
podcast. Brickspodcast.com.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I think I emailed it to you or texted it to you, but I think we have emails.
Bricks and Biz.
It was like too many of the other, like there were too many other options.
And you don't want to just put
BB
Lego
Pod.
podcast.
I tried BB Pod. It didn't work.
No, that's yeah. You could do B&B pod, but then it's like bed and breakfast podcast almost.
We could do that from a bed and breakfast.
We should open a bed and breakfast.
And just
that's
let people
bricks
play,
and business themed.
And
Is that too niche
just
for our
people play
one follower?
Legos. Play Legos all day long.
Yeah, I was talking about something and I completely spaced because we got
Sorry.
a comment.
The
Oh, I
comment
was
guy, do
stoked.
you remember what he was saying?
Were you paying attention? Because I wasn't. Yeah,
Oh, cool. I'm done. That was surprisingly quickly. Like that. It was.
it was just to last a little bit there.
Yeah. It was like anticlimactic.
Well, the back here, I don't know if you can tell, but it gets a little bit complicated because you're doing very specific bricks kind of piled together. So you can add these supports in. And it's all black, so it's hard to tell. I'm so bad at coffee. Like, my coffee always gets cold. That's why I have an ember mug.
Yeah.
But you know what I found out
If you want
is if you
if you want
do
to sponsor us, we'll use them.
if you do a milk-based coffee and it continues to stay warm, it gets a film on the top.
Yeah.
That's like super gross. I used to only do Americanos.
Does it have like a spinny thing on the inside?
No.
Oh, because that would be a good add-on. Because I've seen those. I'm always worried, like, what if I swallowed that like a pill? But it's magnetic. But like, it keeps.
I mean, if you did, you
it
just
spins. Yeah, you just hear a clink at the end.
There's no way they don't have like. There's a reason why it's a magnetic pill, right? Because then if you accidentally do swallow it, it's like safe.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Unless you get a CT scan, then that would hurt. Or a CAT scan.
Laura got an MRI.
Yeah.
Yeah. It said
Like yesterday.
2 days ago. It said her results for most of it were unremarkable, and I was like, "Damn, that's a really horrible way to say normal."
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
But there was some other stuff that like she has a little pinched nerve or something. It probably causes her headaches. But
Yeah. Yeah. So
what was the thing?
give me a quick, because one of the things that I've been doing is reaching out to not Lego, but other companies that make bricks, like brick kits.
Yeah.
So Funhole on the TikTok shop specifically makes brick kits.
Fun hole.
Funhole. It's
That was like a porn site.
Funwhole. It's supposed to be like wholesome. Funhole.
Well, definitely not wholesome.
No.
That's a different hole.
Yeah, the name's interesting. And the acronym is FO, which I don't understand how. But I reached out and said, like, hey, we're doing a Lego-based business podcast, and we also review the kits, and we could do that and like do a little feature for kits you send us for free, not asking for money or anything. And so what I want to do is like give honest reactions, honest reviews on the Lego kits that we have. So give me on a scale of 1 to 10 for total
1 to 10
enjoyment.
bricks.
1 to 10 bricks. Yes, we'll have our own rating scale.
I feel like I'm biased because we did it twice, but
a little bit easier the second time.
I knew where we were going.
Yeah.
I like the little creativity of these. It's not very functional. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something to play with. It's
It's like a postcard,
And,
is what they kind of called it.
But like for the first one that I did was the little one with the asteroid.
Yeah.
And it had like a couple
Comet.
little things to put on the thing, not just this.
Yeah.
And so like when I put this on, I was like, oh, I'm done. And I was like, I'm kind of sad about it.
So here's the whole set. Let's see. In order, it's not.
Does the order? There's a.
Just on the box.
I wonder we could stack them. Just take the tops off.
You probably could just make a really tall.
Yeah,
But
I
they do
appreciate
attach
this
on the sides.
little hook thing here, so you could put
Yeah.
a nail there. Like,
Yeah, you can hang it, which is really cool. It's very easy to hang it if you wanted to. I agree. Like the pink one that I did had like the stars, and you can reconfigure that for different constellations, which is cool. But I like is that the Big Dipper? Yeah, the Big Dipper I have a tattoo of, so I like that one. A little biased on that, but I like it. I think it's kind of a cool set personally, but I'm also very obviously a fan of spacey things. We have more kits. We have the Batwing and the Batmobile that we need to rebuild.
Oh, really? That one too? Okay.
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah.
We have the kits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The hard part about
I
those is it's
couldn't-
all black.
I just couldn't remember. You had said you lost footage, but not. I don't remember how much.
It was 3 episodes.
Oh,
worth.
okay.
Yeah. So this is episode 2, and then we have
episode 1 is posted. This is
episode 1's
2.
done and safe.
This is episode 2.
was the
then
last half of this set.
Then the bat stuff
We
was
did in 2 episodes.
and then we have
We have the creator sets, which are London and New York City,
And
right?
then-
and then we have I have knockoff sets from Temu that I
Yeah.
want to get to.
I think you were spot on with that set right there. Okay.
The
So-
city one.
Yeah. So what we do, and I think we can do it. I'm pretty sure we can do it. Is we'll invite Travis and Mike. So Travis Griffith and Mike Hernandez are running for chief of police. We invite them both here to ask them questions and watch them put this set together.
That's going to be the most interesting piece of media they ever put out about
Yeah.
this race that they run.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm not really wanting to get into politics necessarily.
But that's the thing. I don't think if we bring
just keep
one
it
of them,
anti-political.
if we bring one of them, it's politics.
Yeah.
If we bring both of them, and just like we don't have to ask them about,
This is so big. It's like blocking.
we don't have to ask them about, like, we can just like the idea would be simply to get to know them
Yeah.
because like one of them is going to be the chief of police.
Yeah.
Right. So like we don't bring them in here and have them debate each other.
Right.
Or ask them questions about what they would do as a chief of police. Simply get to know them.
Yeah.
So I think there's a segment here that we just cut out and we just invite them. So
That's your camera.
Travis, Mike, we have this idea. So we build Lego sets and talk about things. And so we want to have you guys on and we want to get to know you because one of you is going to be the chief of police in San Angelo. So we're going to have you guys come on to the podcast. We're just going to get to know you. You guys I know that you guys work together now. You've been friends for a long time. You just happen to be running a race against each other. And so I think it would be amazing. It would show the city who you guys are and what you're about. And that even in a hard time like right now where you're running against each other, that you could work together. So we invite you to join us and come hang out and have good conversation and some coffee. Maybe we'll get some G Fuels or some whiskey or who knows what we could do. But that's the invite to you guys.
And if
So-
you haven't really built a lot of Lego sets, don't worry. This is only 6 and up, so you can probably handle the
Yeah.
Lego set itself.
Yeah, I mean,
if you can follow
might be hard.
instructions.
It might be hard for a fireman to put this together, but you guys are police officers, so it's great.
Who's dissing firemen? Nobody hates firemen.
My dad was a police officer as a kid.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun making fun of my cousins who became firemen.
Well, yeah, because you're making fun of your cousins.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, slide down poles, sleep with other men.
It's fun hole,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the firemen were picking up groceries at Market Street this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't see them, but I saw the fire truck.
And you made fun of them.
I didn't make fun of them.
Did you egg their fire truck?
No.
They have a hose. They can hose it off.
Every time I've seen,
I don't condone that.
Every time I've seen the firemen, like I've seen that happen a few times where the fire truck is in front of Market Street.
Yeah.
And I assume that's what they're doing, just like buying groceries.
Probably.
Because there's not on fire.
Yeah.
There's no emergencies going on. So I figure they're just like, it's an easy way to
Stop in, grab it on
Yeah.
their way to go.
But it's
wash
like the
truck.
big fire truck. So it's like maybe it's just like they have to take the truck out every once in a while. I don't know.
I think
not a
it
fire
would have
person.
to in order to stay maintained, I'm sure.
Yeah. So this is a good way to do that. And so every time I go, man, I'd love to just go pay for all their groceries.
Yeah.
And then I go, I don't have that kind of money. So one day
They're probably buying it for the entire firehouse.
Yeah. I'm like, one day I'm going to do that. But
yeah. What an extra vehicle to pick up your groceries.
Yeah.
like,
And you get to park in the fire
in the fire lane.
because they do. That's where
I
it's
mean-
parked. That's what it's for, right?
It's one of the rare times it's used, which is the idea is that it's never used.
Speaking of parking.
Hopefully.
Okay. I've been parking in our alleyway
Yeah.
consistently for the last
All the time.
3 or 4 months. And I've only gotten one complaint ever for doing that. And it was 2 years ago when I wasn't meaning to. I was just like, I was unloading something and then I forgot that my car was there.
Yeah.
And then I got a sticky note on my window that said like, this is not a parking spot. And it was in terrible handwriting and like didn't say who it was or anything. And I was like, okay, who are like, this isn't a police officer telling me. And so I parked there and I've been thinking about like drawing a couple parking spots on that side. Where
that light pole or whatever that pole is there.
Well, so like
not the building side,
on the other side, yeah. And I thought about like just drawing a couple parallel parking spots there. And yesterday, Tyler and we went for a walk so I could show her. She's going on a date tonight at Whiskey at 1933.
She called it 1993.
Yeah, she's dumb.
It's the same to her.
Yeah.
1993 versus 33.
100 years before she was born.
It's not 90 years
so,
ago.
1933. I was like, what's interesting about this is I was like, wait, are you going to Raw 1899 or 1930 the whiskey bar? Like, what?
Which number?
Why did they
is
do
it?
that?
Yeah.
But regardless, so I just walked her over there to show her where it was, and that it wasn't as. She was like, this place is going to be bougie. And I was like, no, it's not that.
First of all, it's San Angelo.
It used to be when it was Grinner's and it had like white couches and daiquiris. It was
I forgot about Grinner's.
Really like
the daiquiri bar,
right? It was like it's owned by the same guy. Like he just changed concepts.
Yeah,
but like it was like not San Angelo.
Yeah,
and it was
like an Austin.
Yeah, it was like
daiquiri
hipster,
bar. Yeah.
like and all the white furniture and everything. It was real pretty in there. We went there a couple times. But
I don't think I ever went there.
But so I take Tyler over there, and as we're walking back, I don't know why, but I like looked. Oh, I was explaining to her that we were putting up some more signs on the side of the building. We have a couple little signs, and we definitely need to do this podcast with the police guys before Travis puts his big sign on the side of my building. But
yeah,
I texted him yesterday. He could do that. But we're putting some new signs on the side of the building. And I go, this is where we'll put the new signs. And then I like looked like literally this far away from where I'm going to put the new signs is a sign that says no parking in an alley. And I was like, I have never noticed
this whole time.
And I kind of just want to go take a grinder and just
knock it off,
take it out of there.
But the city probably put that up.
Yeah. But
or do you think the building owner put it up?
Nah, probably the city. But I put up signs for the city one time. So
I remember you mentioning
so
that.
there's like there's an intersection where I've literally watched so many people almost pull out of the intersection because they don't realize that it's not a four-way stop. Lots of stop signs in San Angelo are four-way stops.
Yeah.
This one on Tuig down the street in front of the new Social Security building. It's old building, but where they moved. There's a stop signs there on the intersection, like facing Tuig. Mm-hmm. And so I like had to mentally prepare myself every time I drive down there to like slow down
because
people pull out because they think I'm going to stop and I'm not.
Right.
So with my own money, I ordered the signs that say cross traffic does not stop and the brackets.
I wondered why that was just sitting in your office area for a while.
Yeah, and the brackets that it would go on. And I thought one night I'll come up here and I'll sneaky and put these signs up. So one day I just decided to do it in the middle of the day. So me and Keen just went down there, put these signs up. And I bet those signs will be there until the end of time.
Probably.
I mean, like
it's like that. It's the most helpful thing.
I have
like it wasn't a prank. It was like you were helping people to not have car wrecks.
Yeah.
It's a thing the city should have thought of, but they just didn't.
And I asked my stepmom, who's a police officer, and I was like, hey, what kind of trouble could I get into? She's like, probably not. Like they might get mad at you or whatever, but like you're not going to get in trouble over it.
Yeah.
And she goes, but you can like file that with the city and they'll take care of it. And I'm like, yeah, in 5 years, they'll get a sign there after the city council has to vote for it. Yeah. Like it would be silly.
The bureaucracy.
And I was like, this whole project is going to cost me $100. And like, cool, I'll do it.
Would you pay $100 to accelerate something like that for like a 5-year timeline?
Yeah.
Like, of course.
Yeah. And so I called someone that I know that is a friend of mine that went to college with me that is in a position in which could help me out if I was in trouble. And I go, hey man, what's going to happen here? And he's like, I think it's a great idea. Don't say that I thought it was a great idea, but I think it's a great idea. And I was
Just
like,
do it.
Cool. So I just did it, and it's there. And we did it pretty like, I don't know the laws around like how far that sign should be from the stop sign, but I just like I was just like,
Just eyeball it. It's like within.
but it was really cool
one
for
would
the
ever know.
for the first 2 or 3 weeks. I would look at it and just be so proud. Now when I have friends come into town, I drive down that street with friends, but I always point out, like, you see those signs? I did that. They're like, the stop signs? I'm like, no.
That's like the rogue vigilantes in cities who are like filling potholes. You know, they're like going through and like fixing roads that are like damaging people's cars.
Have you seen the ones where they're filling potholes, but they're planting plants in the potholes?
No.
Like, instead of filling the pothole where you can drive over it, now they like put a tree in the pothole. And
Well, you're like,
because it's cheaper
fix
than it's cheaper than the asphalt and stuff to put some dirt and a little tree.
yeah, it's like
So they put that in there.
$30.
And then the city has to come and fix it.
Yeah.
And like they actually fix it.
Yeah.
So
That's one way to do it.
Tyler and our friend Jay, they went to Penguis on the north side on North Chadburn. Penguis.
Penguis.
Yeah.
That's a name of something?
Yeah, it's you drive past it.
Penguis.
Penguis. It's I used to call it penguins because it would make Kian so mad, but it's agua frescas here in San Angelo.
Okay.
They're delicious.
Is it Spanish?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, okay.
And so
What is going on?
no, so it's agua frescas.
Are you kidding
one.
me? Battery exhausted. That's what I'm saying. I think it's the.
I don't know. We need better batteries. So Penguis on the north side is delicious. The best agua frescas in town. There used to be a place by Ace called Alfredo's, and that was amazing, but not anymore. And so Penguis, so Tyler goes up there, and something happened to her car. Like her car is in the shop now because of
Really?
the construction on Chadburn.
Because of the construction?
Yeah, like they're redoing the roads.
No, I drive down Chadburn
I know, that's what
every
I'm saying,
day.
like the
But like,
construction.
what happened with the construction? Did she, like
She
somebody
said-
run into her?
She said she like hit a curb wrong or something, or like hit something on the road wrong, or a pothole or something.
It's a hot mess. Over
Yeah.
there.
So, but that's funny. Roundabout way to get back to my brother. But one time he was like, he went to go get penguins for us, and he brings us up. He brings it upstairs, and it's 4 of us. It's me, Keen, Caleb, and Mia. It's this summer, and Caleb, like he has one of those drink holders, right? And it's like this, and he sets it on my desk like this, okay? And he's a nice kid, respectable kid. He serves all of us ours, and just on the ground.
Because of physics.
And you know that the mat that's under my desk,
Yeah.
that's like really out of place, it's because it's covering up the stain that left on the carpet.
Yeah, that mat bothers me so much because like just the edge of it is actually underneath the feet of your desk.
Yes. Oh, that the
brown
the little
mat.
brown mat. Yeah.
Yeah, like on top of
And my
the
desk
other
looks
mat.
kind of like.
Yeah,
But
like
the-
every
you know
time
why
we're
I do
talking,
that?
I just stare at it.
You know why I do that?
Why?
Because if I don't have it anchored down like that, it
Then
like
it-
shifts and stuff.
Gotcha.
Which, now that you make it a point, I could just nail that thing to the floor.
You could just put a little bit of hot glue or like adhesive
You got
underneath
hot
it.
glue here?
No,
Okay, I didn't think so.
but we're in America. We have access to retail, which has
I like how every other country doesn't have access to retail.
No,
they
I'm
all
just-
have Amazon, North Korea, and Iran.
I wasn't
I
saying
wonder
we're
what-
the exception that we have retail.
I wonder if they have an Amazon in Kenya.
They have something.
Yeah, but like,
Kenya's not underdeveloped. That's
But-
all.
but also,
poverty-
like-
poverty porn. That's what that is.
but like,
They go to
I
the worst areas
wonder-
to film that shit.
I wonder what countries don't have it, and then I also wonder what countries are like
Probably China,
People are
North
running.
Korea.
People are running packages to places instead of like trucks taking them.
Yeah.
Like, where's that? You know.
We have Google. We could figure it out. Let's end everything off
Ooh.
because it's time. We've been
I
doing
love
this
it.
for a little bit.
I love it when we get to finish.
Love it when we get to come to the end here. So what I decided for this, instead of just being like, fuck you, camera, I'm done.
We're done with you, camera, but you can look at my.
I'll use the live stream wide angle here and this.
Just dick your head down right here.
Dick my head down right there.
Duck your head down right here, and just.
I figure let's just do, because you've been in business a lot longer than me. I'm gonna pull a card, and you give me a tip based on the character traits in the cards.
I'll give you a tip, all right.
Oh my god, this is not BBR podcast.
Dude, this can go this high.
Which that intro's great. Yeah, I can go higher.
I can't wait to see the entire intro.
Yeah.
Maybe you should charge your
Maybe I should
things.
charge some shit, huh?
My credit card
I did for lunch the other day.
for $24. It
Was
was
it $24?
I was like,
I could go
damn
to
it.
Angry
I was like,
Cactus, or I
damn
could
it,
get
Landon.
I could go to Angry Cactus and get a cheeseburger, or I could get Chick-fil-A delivered.
Yeah.
It would have been
cheaper.
$22 if you
It would have
didn't
been
get a
cheaper
drink.
at Angry Cactus, buddy.
It would have not with a tip.
$12. How much are you tipping? 50%? That's
lot of
$18.
times,
That's only $18.
Okay, I'll give you $6.
You don't have to do that. But also, Tyler.
Well, then don't whine when you don't put shit on the schedule.
Then Tyler.
and then give me your card
Tyler-
saying, "I'll buy you lunch, buddy."
Hash it out podcast.
Sorry.
Hash it out podcast. But Tyler also picked up Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I
and
know.
she could have gotten it
She
for us.
100%. It would have been like $9.
And she uses her mom's account to order Chick-fil-A. And so it would have been free.
Oh my god, the account that has like the card connected to it and everything.
Yeah.
I guarantee she uses all the points too and the rewards. Yeah.
She, sorority girl.
Thoughtful. This is
Thoughtful.
the thoughtful
Okay.
three-horned harpic, which is the only character that Gary Vee actually invented
Oh, okay.
in this
Wow.
series, which is why it's in a top loader, not just a penny sleeve. Thoughtfulness.
Okay, thoughtfulness. So I
In business
love
context.
this. So people do things for you all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's just a nice conversation, buy a coffee, like tell you about something, introduce you to something, whatever. And a lot of people, they'll shoot a text message. Hey, thanks so much for that. And so something that I've implemented and done like consistently is I order them in 1,500 set. A set of 1,500 is postcards that have my logo on one side, and I just write thank you notes or welcome notes or whatever.
Yeah.
So like my thing is like, I want people to know that I do care.
Yeah.
And like it's not just an email, because an email's easy, a phone call's easy, a phone text message is easy.
Yeah.
But like fill out a
The little
postcard,
extra effort.
something, put a stamp on it, get it into the mail, right? So being thoughtful in that kind of way, like I think is really helpful and has helped me. And there's some days where I just like, this sucks, whatever.
Yeah.
And like I go downstairs and Jessica has my postcard on her little bulletin board thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple restaurants in town that I've sent notes to, and then I'll go in and I'll see that they have like a thing there, and it's like that means so much that like not only did I get to be thoughtful and
Yeah.
like do that, but like they're thoughtful enough to recognize it.
Yeah.
Wasn't just a joke or a crappy thing. So I do that for me. And so what I'm the chair of the Concho Cadre, which we are the ambassadors to businesses in San Angelo.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we like work with the chamber and go to ribbon cuttings and support businesses and all that kind of stuff. And so one way that I kind of came up with was this Concho Cadre Business Explorer program. And all it is it's go support local businesses. I mean, local, meaning it could be a chain or all the way down to the mom and pop.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really matter, but like go support them. And then we are ordering postcards. Like I printed a bunch of postcards, but like we're ordering good postcards that people can just write in. And so the idea is to be thoughtful enough to like go in, spend your money locally, then thank them, leave a postcard, or come back or like mail a postcard after.
Yeah.
And then we have monthly meetings, and in those meetings we talk about that.
Yeah.
So like not only are you having a good experience at a restaurant or a place or a business, whatever.
Yeah.
You have this good experience, you tell them about it, but then you tell 50 other people that are in the Concho Cadre, like, hey, here's some good business experiences that I had. And so I think just like that helps grow and like people understand better what businesses are around. And it's like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. And then my thought was this would encourage people to try something new.
Yeah.
Or do something outside the box that they wouldn't usually do. And so there you go, thoughtful.
Yeah. So just taking the extra step, the extra effort to say thank you and like show it in a very practical way. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and I think there's like very there's like cheesy ways.
Yeah.
And there's like really easy ways. And so it's like, I mean, I don't think everybody should be getting like $100 bill in the mail. Thank you for whatever.
Right.
But like something a little bit more than a review or
just a text,
Yeah.
or like an email, like the postcard. Just as that extra step that you found that's cool. I'm trying to think of any amount of thoughtfulness. I think for me, it's just like the extra effort I can put into each piece of content I make instead of just phoning it in. For me, it's like that to me is like me trying to be thoughtful, mindful of like the client I have who's believed in me, and we're doing, obviously it's like I'm providing something valuable for them, but if I can take an extra step forward and be like, let me kind of punch up this video a little bit more. Let me spend an extra 5-10 minutes on each one individually. That amounts to a lot of time in the end, but hopefully shows them like, hey, like I'm putting effort into this. I'm trying to make stuff cool. Even like with the BBR podcast, like originally I was like, I'm not going to make anything. Like I'm just going to hit go. And
you
then
can't
that's
help
it.
yourself.
I can't.
Can you?
I think I can't help it. I think that's a lot of it. It's like I have an idea and I'm like, it doesn't take me that long. And of course, last night was like 2 hours of me like editing.
Awesome.
But just being like, even the thoughtfulness of like the production and like trying to put in extra effort to make stuff cool, like overhead cameras or like these cool kind of cameras or cameras that are constantly fucking dying on me. I'm not entirely sure why that one didn't work. Anyway.
We can email B&H. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Just
About,
be like,
like-
what's this issue? What's going on?
Like helping
Yeah.
at least.
But I think that's the furthest extent that in my short time in business since like October, which is like 5-6 months now, is being thoughtful.
Whatever you were saying was responding to Laura on my watch. I was like, no,
She's like,
stop,
yeah, Seth,
stop,
you should
stop,
be more
stop.
fucking thoughtful.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that about wraps it up. I think that's a good note to end it on. Unless you want to knock out a couple more of these real quick for like just the content, and I can make those.
No, my brain needs to focus on
Yeah.
something else.
Cool.
Okay. This was episode 2, version 2 of the Bricks and Business
Reshoot
podcast.
2 of the Bricks and Business podcast.
There's a
Thank
fat
you
man over there.
for our 1 follower and 1 viewer. That was phenomenal. Apologies for the cameras and the mics. That's what happens when Landon's on camera.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
I have to worry about being creative. But
As long as you're not mad at me today.
releasing every other week, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Peace.
Bye.